To all you single parents out there, whether you're single parent by choice or through separation, whether you are divorced, whether you're a widow, an ex-partner, whether you're pregnant and alone, or currently engaging co-parenting, this channel is for you. My name is Betty, your noble host. Welcome all. On this platform, we do encourage all you single parents on the need to embrace self-love, practice self-care and self-growth, even as you embark on the task of raising your children. Although I must tell you, dear single parent, that you are not alone on this journey. God Almighty is right there with you, by your side, holding you down, infusing you with divine strength, courage, and wisdom, even as you embark on this task of raising your children to maturity and to what He has called them to be. Okay? So be encouraged in this, dear single parent. And before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Be generous with the likes, people. Okay? Thank you. Let's begin. So today I'm going to talk to single mothers. Single mothers, to be specific, okay? And doesn't have to, if this message resonates with you, okay, take it. It just doesn't have to be for single mothers, okay? If it resonates with your situation as well, please take it and run with it, okay? Learn the lesson, okay? So today I want to talk to single mothers. Single mothers. I know it is tough out there, raising children on your own. Everything begins and stops with you, right? You have to pay their bills. You have to take care of even your family sometimes, maybe your aging parents, for those who have aging parents. It's like you take care of everybody financially, in every which way, right? But I know single mothers who have confessed. They have confessed to as they talk about their journey of being single moms. They've said, things have gotten very tough along the way, such that they had to solicit for help. And most of the help they get is from people on the way down though, I mean, single parents have, they have confessed to being mistresses or side chicks or side pieces just so that they can survive, meaning that maybe they date married men, so that they can be helped financially. And before I talk about this issue of being a mistress or a side piece to a married man, single mom out there listening to me, before we go further, I want to tell you, make a disclaimer here, that I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm a single mom like you. I know what goes out there. I know how tough and hard it is. And I will be the last person to judge you. The last person. Let God be your judge, not me. Only God can judge you. Okay, single mom? Only God can judge you. I'm not here to pass judgment. We are just, in this platform, it's to just discuss our issues and find solutions to them. Okay, so don't feel judged when I'm talking about this and maybe this resonates with you, okay? Don't feel offended because Betty has touched on a point that touches you. No, we're just here to find solutions, okay, my dear sister, okay? So I'm not here to pass judgment. Be encouraged in this. God is our judge. Nobody else is allowed even to judge you, okay? So back to what we were saying. So there are single moms who survive this way. They are mistresses. They are kept on the side by married men. And doesn't even have to be married men. Just have to be somebody that, you're exchanging favors for, But I would like to tell single moms like this, single moms out there who resonate with this message of being a side piece or a mistress. Let me tell you, that person, I don't know how you're looking at it, and you might be feeling that you're in love with them. And it could be true. Maybe he's treating you right. He's treating you kindly. He's being generous with you, and you might have even fallen in love with them. Okay? But let me tell you, lesson number 1, dear single mom out there listening to me. That person is taking advantage of you. He's taking advantage of the fact that you have a problem that needs a solution, and he's saying, well, he can also sleep with you. He can exchange the favor of kindness for sex. So he's taking advantage of you. I know you're feeling maybe you could be in love with this guy, but he's taking advantage of you, single mom. Let me tell you, if somebody wants to help you genuinely, my sisters, listen to me. If somebody wants somebody wants to help you genuinely, they don't ask for anything in return. They don't even make you feel like you have to pay them back. But if you're telling somebody about a problem you have, let's say, for example, you're telling them you can barely eat, you can barely afford anything for your kids, and the only way they can help you is by sleeping with you. No, they're taking advantage of you. I'm afraid that is true. They're taking advantage of you, and you need to know it today. If I want to help you genuinely, I don't have to ask anything in return. But I know that in a way you feel obligated that you have to pay back, but that's not how you pay back. Dear single mom, you don't have to be anyone's side piece. You don't have to be anyone's mistress to pay back a favor they did you. Okay, single mom. Lesson number 1, that person is taking advantage of you. And let's say, for example, something happens. God forbid that this married man you've been on the down low with. What? God forbid that something happens to him and he dies, or he moves away, maybe to another country, to another city, however it is. So how do you keep that relationship? Who then gets to help you? Because let me tell you, they will always choose their family over you any day. And that's just the principle of life. Family comes first. Okay? So if they leave, what do? You already put them on a pedestal. They are not there for you. Then do you now jump to another relationship for help? What do you do? Single mom. And those are just scenarios I'm giving you, future scenarios. Maybe you put your heart there fully, and then this person disappears. Or he can even decide, I don't want to sleep with you anymore. I want to be with my wife. So what do? I'm telling you, you know how you'll feel? You'll feel like somebody has taken advantage of you. That's how you will feel, like somebody has taken advantage of you. And you're right. They did. They saw a weakness in you, and they took advantage of the weakness. I'm sorry to say, dear single mom, if you're a mistress on the low, and I know mistresses who are really taken care of, they have everything, actually more than their wife. But that's not the way to go about it. That is not the way to go about it. Your kids you might feel that your children are being helped. And your kids will be okay. They'll be okay if that person is taking care of them. They'll be very okay. How about you, dear mom? How about you? Even when the days you don't want to see anybody, somebody calls you and you know you have to respond. You know why? Because they help you. You have to sleep with somebody because they help you. Even if you don't want to. Even when you don't want to, you have to. And God forbid one day you should say, no, I don't feel like I want to have sex with you anymore. You know what they will say? Fine. Then they will withdraw their kindness. Yeah. That's when you will know somebody was just out to get you. Out to take advantage of you. You know, when one day you react like that, like I don't want to have sex with you. You know, that's what they will do. They will withdraw their kindness. Because their kindness stems from the fact that you are laying down with them. And let me tell you, when they withdraw their kindness from you, you will feel so low. You will know that somebody took advantage of you. And it doesn't matter whatever they are giving you. It doesn't matter. It could be millions. You could be living the life. But once they withdraw their hand from you, that's it for you and your children. And let me tell you who will suffer more. Your children might not even know you're on the down low with this man, because you're hiding it from them, right? So that, and the fact that you're even hiding it shows that it is not something good you're doing. And you're hiding it from your children. You don't want your children to know about it, right? But how about you? How about you, dear mom? And some might argue and say, look, Betty, there's nothing else I can do. I only have this person to help me. And you're right, and we might even justify what you have said to be true. But let me tell you, and yes, I'll sound like a cliche today, dear single mom. But if that person happens to leave you and go back to his wife and decide, you know what? I want nothing to do with you and I want to stay with my wife in peace. Please leave us alone. Or he dies, or he decides to leave this country. Maybe he got a position elsewhere and he has to leave. You know, he will leave without you. Because you might have even spent years with them. Now you put them in on this pedestal, in the middle, at the center of your heart. What will you do? That's why, dear moms, that's why I tell you, learn to depend on God. Because a man is only limited to what he can do for you. A man is only limited to what he can do for you. And surely you don't want a man who is double dealing you, who is juggling you with somebody else, who is putting you in a third party situation. Surely you don't want that kind of a man. You're just there because you want the comfort of life. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's the easy way out. I want you moms to depend on God. Learn to depend on God. Honestly, God does not disappoint, and he will not leave you, or he will not go elsewhere, and he will not decide that I'm done with you. Never. And you know, God doesn't like it when you put another on the pedestal where he's supposed to reside. You put another man, a human being, on God's pedestal. He doesn't like it. Dear single mom, God does not like it. He doesn't. In fact, the Bible says, "Cursed is he who trusts in man and makes flesh his arm." You are cursed when you're putting your trust in another man. Dear single mom, I know it is hard out here. I know sometimes you falter in bills and you're like, what am I going to do? But I always tell you guys, you know, some of us, we like things coming so quickly. You know, like microwave solutions. Microwave solutions never last, my dear sisters. Microwave solutions, they come as they leave. Easy come, easy go. They give you comfort for a while. After a while, they've disappeared. But God is never a microwave solution. He's everlasting. Everything he gives you, it's blessed and it lasts. It's a never-ending blessing. What men can offer you are just microwave solutions. Today they are here, tomorrow they are feeling like you become a burden. You know, one day you'll become a burden to that guy. You will. My sisters, I'm not telling you to leave that man. I'm telling you, find your way out of that relationship. Find your way out of that entrapment, enmeshment. Please find your way out. Because one day it will not last forever. It can't. Unless he wants to practice polygamy. And now he makes you a second wife. For the whole world to know, now we are polygamous. Now you are the second one. Unless he wants to do that. But if he's hiding you on the side, my friend, he values his family and he values monogamy. I'm telling you, he does. He does. And you too should value yourself. Find your way out of that relationship. And you know how you find your way out? First of all, run to your maker. Tell him, God, I know I've been a sneaky link out of it. I know I've been a third party to this man's marriage. Forgive me. Now show me the way in which I must go. And for sure, for sure, he will guide you through. All you have to do is ask. But my sister, please find your way out of that relationship. It will not last. If that man wants to make an honest woman out of you, then let him go to your father's house and pay dowry and decide, this one is going to be my second wife. There are men who do that. They do that. They are like, no, I will not hide you. I will marry you in front of everybody under the African sun. Okay, not the African sun only, but sorry, people. But yeah, you know what I mean. There are men who do that. They are like, I will not hide you. I love you. So I'm going to pay dowry for you. And I'm going to tell everybody who can hear me that you are mine. And that's what they do. But this one who is just, you're always in the darkness, hiding like, the way vampires are afraid of light. So they're always hiding in the dark. That is where it's keeping you. My sister, you are worth more than a side chick. You are worth more than a side chick, than a mistress. Simply because you have issues, I am not judging you, my sister. All I'm telling you is that such relationships don't last. In fact, they end very badly. That man decides to ghost you. That's the end of you. And because you've put him on a pedestal, because he's your all in all, because he's your all in all, and then he decides to ghost you and move far away from you, you'll be left alone. And that is the time you'll be looking for God. Why don't you find him now? Now that we are talking about this issue. Why don't you find him and tell him, God, honestly, I am at my wit's end. I need your help. And God, I've told you, God doesn't come on your time. He makes things good in his time. So you have to be very patient with him. But whatever he works, whatever he's doing for you, whatever he's processing for you, I'm telling you, it is long lasting, it's durable. And it's tangible too. And it's blessed. That's how God does. He comes through with a come through. I've told you guys. Moms, single moms out there, find your way out of that relationship before it's too late. Imagine if you go and ask that guy to make an honest woman out of you. He'll tell you you're asking for too much. He'll say, I've already doing much for you. What else do you need? That's what he'll ask you. Or he will ignore you and pretend that he didn't hear you. Or he will leave you. That's how they do it. I'm telling you, you're being taken advantage of. Even if you see money in your hands. Even if he's giving you millions. He's taking advantage of you. Single mom. And let me tell you, if this relationship is not sitting well with you, then get out of it. Get out of it. Do yourself a favor and get out of it. Learn to love yourself. And people who love themselves will not be put in third-party situations. They won't. They will not allow it. They will not allow themselves. Never. People who love themselves, people who care for themselves, they will not do those things. Single mom, this is all I'm saying. I'm not judging you. Again, I'm repeating this. I'm not judging you. Only God can be your judge. And if you're feeling offended because I've called you a mistress, well, it is what it is. Find yourself out of that relationship. And always trust God to come through. And he will not come through when you want him to. But he's always on time. He makes everything good in his time. And what he gives you is durable. I've already told you. My dear parents. So learn to put your trust in God. That's all I'm saying. And tell God, you know what? If I perish, I perish. Be like Esther. When Esther was Queen Esther of the Bible, when she was told by Mordecai, her uncle, like somebody wants to kill the Jewish race. Somebody wants to annihilate the Jewish race. And she was told, do something about it. You're the queen. And she had to send word to Mordecai and tell Mordecai, look, I'm just a wife. There's nothing I can do. Unless the king calls me, I can't do anything. And Mordecai sent word and told her, let me tell you, when these enemies decide to wipe out Israel, you will not be left standing. You will also go. That's what Mordecai sent word to her and told her, don't think that because you're in the palace, that nothing will happen to you. That's what Mordecai told her. And she was very obedient, and she sent word back. This to send word back like that. Because Mordecai was not living in the palace. He was living outside the palace. So she sent word back to him and told him, okay, I will do as you've asked. Me and my servants, we will fast 3 days. Dry fast. I'm telling you, no food, nothing, even water. We will fast and pray. And after 3 days, I will go to the king. They were not allowed to go to the king when the king had counsel. Because if you open that door, the warriors, the soldiers will cut your head off. Whoever you are, that was the rule. That was the rule in that kingdom. That's why she had to fast and pray for God to grant her divine favor so that she can go and reach the king. I'm telling you. And when she fasted 3 days, she went to the king, she opened the door. And the king stretched forth his scepter to her. And she came and she made her request. And that is how she saved Israel. This Queen Esther. That is how she saved Israel. She did not go on anyone to have sexual favors with her. She did not go to bribe the king. She did not go to seduce the king. The king was already her husband, of course. But she did nothing like that. She just said, you know what? I know my strength. I know my victory will come from God. That's what she believed. That's why she was fasting. And God granted her divine favor. And when she opened the doors, those double doors, the king immediately, he, what's the word? He stretched forth his scepter to her. And she touched it, and then she was told, make a request. You can have anything you want, my queen, even half my kingdom. Hey, those are real men talking. What? Half this kingdom? And if it was Betty here, who the king was saying, you can have half my kingdom, I'll be like, good to know. This one will go to my villagers. This one, my dad will have half of this. A quarter of this goes to my mom. 3/4 of this. Some of us who have been, those ones of us who will take advantage of that. But anyway, she spoke for her people. And if you read the end of the story, she saved the entire Israel. She did. By one act, she sent a distress call to God. That's what she did. And because of that, we have Israel today. We have the Jewish people today. One act by one innocent woman. So, dear single mothers, you are as beautiful as Queen Esther was. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Love on yourselves. Find a way. Exit those relationships. And for sure, God will come through with the come through. Okay? I thank you once more, dear single parents, for your time and your company, for tuning in onto this channel, and for pausing to like, to share, and to subscribe to this channel. May the good Lord bless you, may He keep you, and may He make His face to shine on all of you and your children. Until the next time, my name is Betty, your noble host, wishing you all a blessed day. Amen.